Hello, beautiful people. It is so good to see you all and to be together again for this final episode of Becoming Influential for the year for 2023. Yeah. So today I'm so excited to host this with a dear friend, Helen Duke. We've been around for a while. She started before I did and has been an inspiration to so many of us as she trailblazed with many of the original founders and men and women who began doTERRA here in Australia. She started her business down in beautiful Margaret River, single mama with huge drive and a massive heart to change lives. And she's still doing it over 10 years later. So I'm so happy to have Helen here. And today, Helen and I are really going to spotlight Ellie and give her a lot of space because we feel like that's going to serve you. And I promise I'm going to bring Helen back to go even more deeply into LRP. But what we're excited about is where Ellie is going to go with you all. It's just such a perfect segue into the second enrollment for the Loyalty Rewards program and some of the experiences of having residual income and the Loyalty Rewards program and what that does. So Helen will speak a bit into that as well. Ellie, it's a joy to have you here. I know there's a little bit of nerves here, right? Which is natural. It's because you care, right? So even Helen and I feel nerves before we begin to present decade later, right? So what's really beautiful is I want to welcome Ellie here with us here on Becoming Influential because like many of us, she has children and she also, though, has a full-time job. So she is what we call a raving fan of the doTERRA essential oils and products and a casual sharer. She's been gently sharing in the way that suits her and serves her and her family over the last 8 years. She has grown her business and she continues to grow and expand her gold business so that she can touch and restore lives and income and bless the multitudes. What's really wonderful about this is Ellie's story is one that so many of us can relate to. A lot of us have been a rank and have maybe dropped a rank or two, and we're working on building that. How many of us are in that boat here, right? Just recreating, reharmonizing, collaborating newly. The last 3 years, Ellie has really been changing her focus. And she's really coming back to what she loves in her doTERRA business. And I think a lot of us are feeling the pull to these one-on-one and class environments. Of course, when we need to be online, we can be online. We've all learned to pivot that way. But being in front of people is what is actually creating waves of change again. So Ellie has been in the doTERRA Grow program and she came first. So she ended up with 18 enrollments. Now, what those 18 enrollments represent is lives blessed and changed, right? So let's celebrate her in the chat. Let's celebrate her bravery, her courage, her tenacity to get out there and to do this her way. So she's going to speak a little bit into this because this is what Ellie now calls her soul job. This is what nourishes her. This is what sustains her. And this is what is changing the lives for those she's touching and blessing and also her family. So Ellie, if you want to unmute yourself, welcome to Becoming Influential, honey.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone popping into the chat there. I'll come over later and respond.
Yes.
Thank you for asking me to come along. I'm really excited to talk about this because I'm not only passionate about doTERRA, of course, and building my business, but also supporting others to do the same thing. So yeah, great to be here.
So Ellie, let's begin with Grow and why you chose Grow and how that has begun to really impact you and the way you do your business and your overall business.
Yeah, so just to preface that before I start, so as you said, Vanessa Jean, I have 3 kids and I work in corporate government, so a really full-on job that just, it tires me out, but I love it. So as you said, also, this is my sole job. So when I come home, if someone's talking to me about oils, it just really, as well as the oils, helps me just, it just helps me, brings, I don't know, it just brings me joy, as I'm sure you're all aware of. So I kind of thought, I went through a phase for a few years thinking, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time. So, I was pushing it away. And then obviously, the last 3 years have changed lots for lots of people. I had to start working from home, and, there was extra hours there where I wasn't traveling to work or, whatever. So I was like, you know what? The pool was there. The pool was from here. I just need to do this. And then Grow came about, and so Carmen, who's on this call, just was gently saying, you can do Grow. And I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe not. And then I qualified, so I thought, right, I'll just register and see how I go. And yeah, I don't know, it kind of flicked a switch in me. I don't have a huge social media following. I pared everything right back a couple of years ago because it was stressing me out with my job, my kids, and having social media accounts to run. I just couldn't do it. So I closed all those down, and I just went back to my personal page. And this is what I really want to point out here. So I have maybe 480 friends on Facebook. That's it. So very small following over on Instagram. And yeah, I just started sharing there. And I thought, well, if people don't like it, they'll either scroll past and won't read it, or they'll tell me they don't like it. And then in that case, that's their problem, not mine. Like, really, it's my Facebook page and I can do what I like. So yeah, I just started sharing with people who've known me for the whole time I've ever done doTERRA, and people that have known that I've had oils all that time, and they are the people that were attracted to me during Grow. So it was people I knew, it was my family and friends, and it was also, as you said, I started to again do some what I call pamper evenings. So just sitting around with my friends, pampering them, and it worked. So yeah, and yeah, so from there, I ended up being able to go on a sourcing trip, which just blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, like, can I do this? Like, I work, I have kids, but I made it work because it did fill my cup. Like, I went for a week over to Perth and went to the Sandalwood distillery, and I've just come back with this, I don't know, like, it's this little flutter, you probably
Yes.
feel it, like, it just doesn't go away. It's just, I just can't not share these products. Yeah.
It's amazing, Ellie. The sourcing trips, for any of you that can go for this, I highly recommend it. They change our lives. You get to go to the source, you get to see the essential oils being made, you get to smell them as they're coming out fresh out of that vat, out of the distillery. And it's quite a journey, quite an experience. So Ellie, can you talk to us a little bit about how you and why you chose to pull on existing resources and how much that helped you?
Yeah, so I have a pretty, well, I think it's a big team, like about 220 people. That's huge to me, under me, but a lot of it has gone stagnant in the last couple of years. And I was just like, these people bought oils back whenever for a reason. So I just started to, and genuinely, I don't connect with people ingenuinely, because that's just not me. So I'm not going to jump in an inbox and go, hey, why aren't you using your oils? I don't do that. It was just like really striking up the convos with them again about how they are, how their family is. And I actually do genuinely want to know that. I'm not just saying that to lead into the oils. Yeah. And I mean, people that know me know I'm a very caring person. So just starting with that, and then, you know, it would just evolve from there. And it, yeah, it works itself. Like just listening to people, and hearing what they've got to say, and then, and not just through Messenger. So I would to invite people over for a cuppa, or the pamper day I had was all old school friends and my sister and her friends. Like it was just it's that reconnecting and reminding people that someone does care about you. I'll try not to say words I shouldn't say. Someone does care about you, and I think that's what people really want. And they just want to know that somebody, whoever it is, actually cares. And then the oils come after that. And so yeah, just reconnecting back with the team that's under me, seeing what, you know, what I can do for them. Is there anything I can do to help them reconnect with their oils? Because another big thing for me is I hate the thought that people have, one, spent their hard-earned money, because I work hard too. I know it's hard. And two, that these oils are sitting there being unused. Like these oils have come from a plant that, yeah, they don't deserve to sit on a bench and not be used. So I just really try to gently say, you know, they're still there, get back into using them. If they didn't have any more, you know, they want to jump back on. So funny you say that, because two of the people that I enrolled during Grow were people that enrolled with me 8 years ago that had just lost interest, but now they're back. And one went on LRP. So
yeah,
it's
it's
kind of like they're
amazing.
just sitting there. Yeah, just
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like that consistency, you know, as people watch you posting, sharing, using the oils, talking about them, you know, being out and about with them, pulling them out of your purse, like that kind of stuff. People become inspired. People are reminded. Something I wanted to touch on, Ellie, that you mentioned was we realized that, you know, being time poor doesn't have to let you down. Like you can prioritize some things. So one of the things you prioritize was leaning into to the resources that your upline and doTERRA itself have made available, and how that helps you support your team. So do you want to speak a little bit into that?
Yeah, I do. I've got notes here if you see me looking down, because I've made notes about this. Yeah, really, I pared things back a lot. So I have been with doTERRA for 8 years. I've always shared. I've never considered myself a full-on builder, because I've never had time. But back in the day, I used to create my own graphics. I used to try and do like I'd be up to all hours trying to do stuff, and I think I got a bit of burnout. Like I was like, I can't do this. I just can't do it. So I gradually like backed right off and pretty much stopped. So yeah, what I really want to say is, like, so I work 4 days a week in corporate gov. My days are full on. I come home, I don't sit up burning the midnight oil. I can't, because I've got to get up to kids the next day, get them off to school, etc. So I did the two things. My two top tips were scheduling and reprioritizing, and leaning into what's already there. So doTERRA, if you don't know, in their Australia website, so not in your back office, just in your Australia doTERRA website, there are oodles and oodles of resources in there. You no longer have to remove your own backgrounds off pictures and all that sort of stuff. It's all there done for us, and ready. And if you don't even want to use those to create graphics in, you know, programs like Canva, which is amazing. It's the only program that I'll pay for is Canva. Just use there. So on every month when they put out their, you know, 10% off, their product of the month, their whatever, use theirs. You don't have to recreate them. Like, just reuse them. That's what they're for. So I think a lot of people get really stressed thinking, oh my God, but that other social media person's got this and this and this. Doesn't matter. Don't worry, because the people following you and your friends and family are going to see what you post. So just use what is there. And then the big thing I'm seeing now and really, really loving is collaboration. So with our upline, so Helen, Duke, and Carmen, who's on this call, are my upline. we're starting to collaborate now. You know, if Helen does a graphic, she'll say, just use it, like go for it. If you don't have an upline or you don't know, you know, some people enroll and that upline is no longer doing the business, etc. Go one higher. Like someone up there will help you. It's and I wrote this down because Vanessa told me to remember this, and I thought I'm going to write this down. The support for you to be whatever you want to be is there. Like it's there. You just need to ask the questions. So just ask someone. I mean, message me and ask me. I will help anyone out to guide you to where you need to go. So yeah, I think you'll find that 100% of doTERRA wellness advocates are like that.
Yes,
Definitely.
absolutely. It's one of the key things that differentiate us, I feel, as a network marketing company, how community orientated we all are. We share everything. We love on each other. We celebrate each other. It's a total upliftment in the doTERRA family, you know. And I love how, you know, we're having this conversation about, you know, priorities. So you all know pipes, right? The pipes. We need to prepare. Don't spend too much time hanging out and prepare. We need to invite effectively. We need to present, actually get in front of people, whether that's 1 or 10 or 20, it doesn't make a difference. Just get in front of people. We need to enroll, and we need to engage in the second enrollment as well, which we'll go into soon. And we need to support. And these support pieces, when we collaborate together, is huge, because often people are just hanging out here, right? In prepare and support. You kind of take on this managerial role, and it's often too premature in your business. Even as Presidential Diamonds and founders, my husband Paul and I are still in and enrolling every month. And actually, I realized last month was the first month in such a long time that we haven't actually had a personal enrollment, because I was sitting by my Zia Connie's bedside and supporting her on her journey. I do have follow-ups though. The nursing staff there want the oils, right? I just wasn't in the headspace. So I think that, you know, Ali's pointing out a few things. We can create the version of ourselves in this business day by day. As long as you follow the important things to do, the meaningful, impactful activity, action needs to be taken. You can't just, you know, create vision boards and set lofty goals and hope that the universe is going to deliver it to you, or pray enough and hope that God's going to hand it to you from on high, right? We need action. So, Ellie, let's speak a little bit about the enrolling, because actually what you found was it was friends and family that you reached out to. So let's talk a bit about how you did that. And maybe how uncomfortable it was, how you overcome the uncomfortability and did it anyway, and how happy they are now to have doTERRA in their lives.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've never been uncomfortable talking about oils, because I know how great they are. So if I can back what I'm talking about, I'm comfortable talking about it. So I'm sure you all are, because you wouldn't be here if you weren't. So I think once that part kind of falls out of your brain, it's a lot easier. But I think the whole selling to family and friends was the block for me. Like, you know, and I hear a lot of people saying it. I don't want to sell to my family and friends. I don't want to. So my question back to everyone, is why? Why would you not want to sell a product that we know is fantastic, that can help us sleep, can help us with anxiety, can help us with digestive issues, etc., etc., etc.? Why would you not want to help your family and friends with that product? That's my question. You would. You do. So why aren't you? So I kind of went in with that headspace into grow. I was like, you know, for years I've just gone, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, you know, I wasn't embarrassed, but I was like, you know, I just can't sell to my family. But then I was like, you know what, I can, because, you know, my auntie needs this. My best friend needs this. Her kids need this. I know they need it. And if they don't get it from me, eventually they're going to find it, because, you know, that's the way the universe works, and they'll find it from someone else. So why will I not just offer it to them, or go and give them samples, or, you know, invite them over for a cuppa and get the oils on them. So, yeah, I think just breaking down that whole, like, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like, everything in life's uncomfortable. Like, anything, you know, we try new or et cetera, is uncomfortable. But once we get over that and we just break through that wall, there's a whole other world out there. Like, I am still blown away that 18 people that I've known forever enrolled with me in 2 months. Like, it's unimaginable. Like, it's just like, does that really happen? Like, what did I do different? And what I did different was just openly talk to them about the oils and sample them the oils. So,
yeah, you had courage. You know,
yes, that's it. Yes.
You had courage. You were at the cliff edge, and you just said, you know what, I'm going to take off and I'm going to soar with this. I'm going to lead with my heart, and I'm going to serve. I will never forget Ellie, and to everyone here, she's on this Zoom right now, beautiful Joanna Rusling, diamond leader in our team. When I enrolled her and we were hanging out together, we were doing the do, she realized after not too long, after a few months, I think, that someone she knew was in doTERRA and had been for a little bit. And she said to me, I cannot believe that person didn't share doTERRA with me, how much this could have helped my boys from a younger age. And sorry if I've misquoted you, Joanna, but that's the crux of it. And it has stayed in my heart forever. For the last 10 years, Joanna and I have been in this business together, and she has unfailingly shared these oils because she's on a mission to make sure that that doesn't happen to anyone she knows. And it takes courage to do what you did, Ellie. And you know what the rest of you are doing right now. This is that reminder. The people you know need to know about this. Sample them. Listen to their needs. Listen more than you talk. Find out what they need and sample them. This is a heart-centered business. We build on the foundations of love, right?
Yeah.
So then we need to serve on the foundations of love. And courage comes from the heart. Bravery comes from the heart. That flame inside of us, it's going to stoke that fire. The more we share, that fire will get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, because it creates momentum. So thank you so much, Ellie. I do want to leave some time for Helen to share.
Can I just say one thing? Sorry.
I was going to say, is there anything you'd like to just share with this beautiful group of people before we close?
Yeah, there is. I don't know if there's many leaders on here, but you're all leaders anyway. Like, you're going to have teams coming up under you. And I just wanted to say to you, don't forget the casual sharers. Like, there are so many people out there working, using the oils and unknowingly sharing, like they're telling their friends, whatever. Don't forget about them, because we still build volume. We still we love our products. We live by our products. We share our products. So just don't discount. Like, you might have someone that works full time that you think, oh, they'll never build, but they just might. And you know, doesn't mean they have to leave their job to do it. So yeah, just don't forget about those people, is what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ellie. Those casual sharers emerge from the raving fans in our trees of love, in our organization, right? They emerge from that because they love the oils. They naturally, organically just begin to share, just like we do a good movie or a good restaurant. And they impact our business hugely, and their own businesses hugely. This is how Power of Three is born. This is how you set up a residual income that is lasting. Unilevel doesn't just come out of nowhere, y'all, right? Unilevel is from LRP. This is from regular ordering. So, Ellie, I'm giving you a big, big bow of appreciation to your courage, to your phenomenal achievement in Grow. You came first, yes, but there was more than that. you went where you hadn't gone before. You showed yourself that you could enroll 18 people in 2 months. And now that you've done that, you know that that is possible and you can do it again. It may not be every month you do that, and that's okay. But now you know that you need to keep that momentum going, keep touching and blessing lives, and you will fruitfully gain from it. And the people who you bless will have unlimited gifts from it. So thank you so much, Ellie.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Jump in the chat and answer any questions there. If you have any questions, Valley, please jump in. Okay, Helen, let's have a chitty chat about what we're super passionate about here as doTERRA leaders, which is that ongoing ordering and, you know, helping our customers to feel safe in ordering each month, right, Helen? And no matter what their budget is, it doesn't, the joy with doTERRA, you guys, is they don't set a limit for our customers. We as business builders need a minimum of 100 PV to order our, to gain our commissions, to gain an income. However, our customers don't have to do that. And that's really unique in our business, right, Helen? So let's have a chat about, you know, where your passion lies in this and how it's helped and supported you so much in what's been a very challenging year for you, my love.
Thank you. I'd just like to thank everyone for joining us. It's so nice to see everyone's faces, and it's a perfect subject to follow on after Ellie. And like you said, Vanessa, like LRP is the crux of our business. And, you know, I love that you brought up pipes, because I've seen a lot of people in my 13 years nearly in doTERRA that do spend a lot of time in that prepare and that invite. But you know, the first enrollment is just so beautiful because we're touching lives and we're sharing the gifts of the earth with people that we love and care about. But that second enrollment, that I call it LRP, is so important because it's about nurturing relationships and it's about connection. And I was sharing with Vanessa and Ellie yesterday, I find that quite easy because in my top strengths, probably the top 5, I have 4 in relationship building. I just love on my customers. I love on my leaders. And I just love connection. So yeah, promoting the sharing, you know, mentoring our sharers and our builders, like it's all so important, you know, in sharing LRP. And I think human beings really, they crave connection. They crave, you know, to be seen, to be loved, to be supported. And, you know, I call my doTERRA family because they really are. Like, I've just met so many beautiful souls over the last 13 years that have become my best friends. So yeah, I think, you know, that follow-up is really important. Because I feel like it's our responsibility to actually teach people the best way to use their membership as well. So we can introduce the oils to people, but we need to show them how to use them, right? So it's that continual education, you know, showing up ourselves as using the oils and products every day, being authentic. And yeah, I really value doTERRA founders, doTERRA as a company. I've been on some sourcing trips like, you know, Ellie and Vanessa were talking about, and it is such a heart company. And I think people just walk towards you when you are authentic and you shine your light and you're not embarrassed to go, I have a solution for you. I have something so special to share with you. And I really feel like post-COVID, it has been really challenging for everyone on this planet. And there are so many people out there that need these oils. They need our products and they need the human connection. And, you know, I think a lot of people are still suffering. And, you know, we do actually have the solutions for them. So, you know, I love how Ellie was not afraid to share with her family and friends, because a lot of us, you know, go, oh, we'd rather share with strangers because we don't, you know, want to worry about what other people think. But, you know, if you care about your friends and family, And, you know, the number of times that I've just been, you know, I've stopped into a cafe and someone's made a comment and gone, you smell really lovely, you know, because we've become human walking diffusers. And, you know, that's our business cards. And you know, am I just going to go, oh, thanks, you know, like, so I share with them and I'm like, make sure you have your samples in your bag and, you know, your cards, you know, so you can connect with that person. But yeah, coming back to LRP, like, I think for me, that follow-up is 100%. I wouldn't have a residual income and I wouldn't have all these beautiful customers on my team who are loving doTERRA essential oils and products if it wasn't for those wellness consults. So for me, you know, I've done a lot of reactivations, like Vanessa was saying, like, you know, people come and go sometimes and, you know, life happens for people and sometimes they might come off LRP. But a lot of reactivations happened for me this year as well. And it was just reconnecting with people. And it's not about just, you know, jumping into your DMs and, you know, trying to do the sell and going, there's this promotion on this month. It's like, how are you today? Like, what's happening in your life? You know, like really caring and connecting with that person, you know, I think works for me. And I just, yeah, I think a lot of people didn't even know we had all these new product lines like MetaPower. Hello, it's the best new product line that doTERRA have brought in. People are like, Helen, I want what you're on, like, you know, because they see the difference in me. And so I would send them the new product guide link, you know, I'd be like, would you like the latest price list? Like, we have so many new products and it would be so wonderful to see you come back into our community and enjoy the doTERRA essential oils and products. So, you know, whether people, like, so many people have, well, what I've discovered, you know, there's people in pain, they've got inflammation, their energy levels are low, they've got digestive issues, like there's just a lot out there at the moment. And yeah, I just think, you know, how can I not share that with people? And I think when we're doing our follow-up wellness consult, for me, I'm a huge fan of the Live Guide. And like Ellie was saying, you know, we have all the resources that doTERRA have given us. This is my favorite, the new Live Lifestyle Guide. They have nailed this guide, like, it's amazing. And whether I do a one-on-one in person, whether that's over Zoom, if they're not in my area, I actually say it's my obligation to follow up with you and to show you how to use your membership, like to teach you how to use your oils and, you know, tapping them into our community, into our private Facebook groups, you know, all of those kind of things. So did you want me to share, Vanessa, like how I actually do my little follow-up?
Yeah, I think that would be great because you have a high retention for your own personal enrollments. And I think a lot of people would love to build on that. So I think if you share that with everyone, that would really benefit. Thanks, babe.
Yeah, awesome. So I'm a little bit, I'm the same. I don't have a huge following. I started doTERRA in people's lounge rooms. I was sharing with Vanessa the other day. I was so excited that we had an in-person class the other day, and you know, I really missed that during COVID, and we did learn a lot during COVID, and you know, Zoom is amazing. Look how we're all connecting now all over Australia and New Zealand, or wherever everyone is in the world. But there's nothing like being in person. So we had a class the other day, and I actually encouraged the Wellness Advocate to encourage the host to be the enroller of her friends. And she was brand new to doTERRA. And I'm like explaining the fast start to them and how they're all going to support each other. And it was 100% enrollment that evening. And everyone just had so much fun and everyone connected. And I mean, it's just so beautiful seeing people come together like that. And I think it's amazing sharing at markets, you know, sharing one-on-ones, sharing online. We all have our different ways and our favorite ways, but there's nothing like being in person and doing those classes because they learn so much. And I am not afraid to say I'm on the loyalty reward program. I get my monthly wellness box every month. Well, more than one actually. And, you know, it's like Christmas for me, you know, 13 years later. And I want to bring that excitement to their home, you know, to say, I don't really like going to shopping centres, but I can get all of my cleaning products and my protein powders and, you know, my essential oils and my LLV, my vitamins, like it's delivered to my door. Like it's so magical. And another thing that I say to them is, you know, wherever you shop, if you go to Coles or Woolworths or your local farmers markets, you know, doTERRA gift us so much, which is why it's called a loyalty reward program, with our free product of the month and our percentage increasing the longer we, you know, do our monthly orders. And so I'm like, I don't go to, you know, Woolworths or Coles and I spend $100 and they give me $30 back in free food. But doTERRA do that, right? And we get to go on a shopping spree. So I think bringing that excitement and actually teaching them that is why, you know, is when people jump in. And like Vanessa said, everyone's on different budgets as well. So you know, what I love is that it's a choice and people can, you know, come and go. They can actually cancel at any time. They can do a 20 PV one month and 100 PV the next month. So, you know, we can cater to their needs. But that wellness consult is so important because we're actually listening. You know, that's a huge one. Like Vanessa said, sometimes I think we go in and we're like, I know how to fix your problem. I've got a solution for you. But actually listening to that person and seeing what their health priorities are right now and their family's priorities, I think is so important, because it, you know, that's what I found at this class, is that complete strangers that I had never met were just opening their hearts and telling me what they were going through. So yeah, so what I do is I do the wellness consult, I use the Live Guide, whether that's via Zoom or in person. I know not all leaders do this, but I am a gift giver. So I love sending a welcome pack and a beautiful handwritten card or letter. I use James Lynch's beautiful postcards. I think that is beautiful to receive something in the mail, and people, you know, really appreciate that, and they have a lot of gratitude for that, and they actually feel like they're a part of the community. And they also go, oh, there's a little glass rollerball or a little spray bottle, or wow, doTERRA do toothpaste, you know, and you don't have to spend a lot of money, but I find that works for me. And, you know, especially if it's someone I haven't even met and I've been enrolled, and just sending them that special gift, I think makes people feel really special. And then, you know, connecting them in, you know, so we have the Droply app in our team. So I pay the mentor membership as a diamond leader, and then filter that down to my leaders, who can then pass that on to their new customers. So they're receiving an app for free, and they, you know, if they don't have a book, I'm a book lover, but if they don't have a book, at least they have an app where they can just put in a symptom or an ailment and, you know, have some, you know, ready-made recipes ready for them. I do a welcome email. I haven't actually done an email series. I'm not very good at email. I haven't even had a website for the last 10 years. I've got one coming, but I also wanted to say that you can be very successful in doTERRA without having a huge following, without having a website. You are the business. You know, people come to you, you know, you just got to shine your light, like Vanessa said. We all have the same product, we all have the same oils, but they're connecting in with you, and they're connecting in with your essence. So yeah, I really feel that another thing is that we can remind them of the global impact that doTERRA do. So when they're purchasing our essential oils and our products, not only are they benefiting physically, emotionally, mentally, and getting rid of toxins out of the home, and just that education for people, because there's so many people that don't realize how many toxins are out there. And so I think that's another gift that we have to share with the world. But every time they buy an essential oil, how that is actually impacting so many communities all over the world, and making a difference in people's lives. I was really blessed to be able to go to Bulgaria this year, where we source a lot of our essential oils, and to be able to go into communities and actually help people who are in underdeveloped countries, or people that have disabilities, or people that are suffering. Like, we know, doTERRA are just amazing on how much they give back. So I think that's important to pass that message on as well to our customers. And Vanessa mentioned it's been a challenging year for me, and I just wanted to share that I am so grateful and I'm so blessed to have my doTERRA family and all of my customers who love doTERRA, because my father's children passed away 3.5 months ago suddenly at 53, and it was such a shock to our family. And my daughter was 8.5 months pregnant at the time. And I'm so grateful to doTERRA, because without LRP, without building that community and that residual income, I wouldn't have been able to be present for my children. And I am forever grateful for that, because I was able to be at my grandson's birth. I was able to support my daughter through the grief, and my son, and then go through my own process as well. So I think that's really a beautiful thing. Like when Ellie shares about casual sharers, I was a casual sharer when I started in 2011. I'm so blessed and so grateful to my uplines, Adish and Santoshi and Helen Shaw, for introducing doTERRA to me, because it has literally changed my life. And then I'm able to, have that ripple effect and change other people's lives. So do not ever be afraid to share the opportunity, because if they didn't share the opportunity with me, or even LRP, like when I first started, I just started sharing because I loved the essential oils, and I wasn't even on LRP, and we didn't even have an Australian office. We were ordering from the US. And then, like, I think it was on my 3rd month, and there were people underneath me. My upline rang and said, "Oh, Helen, you might want to go on LRP, or you're missing out on commissions." So, we were all new. We all kind of started together, but if they hadn't passed the baton on, passed that information on, I wouldn't have known. So I just wanted to share that.
Thanks, babe. So beautiful. There's a comment in there, Helen, saying, "How do you have grandchildren? You look under 30. That's because she's on MetaPower and LLV all these years and uses the oils. Helen is actually 78.5 years old.
Close. I'm 48 on Sunday.
We're the same age, babe. Except I'll be 49 in January. So you look under 30, all of these great supplements. And that's the thing, right, Helen? Like, it's not just essential oils. I mean, they're incredible, and that's always my main focus because I love essential oils. However, we have the MetaPower complete metabolic system, with LLV and MetaPower. I mean, that is an LRP bundle there and then. It's monthly. You consume it every month. So that's it, or maybe bi-monthly for those that are starting at half, right? So that's a no-brainer. Be out there educating, and doTERRA has so much free education on the MetaPower bundle. Like, it's ridiculous. If you need help finding that, speak to your upline. speak to someone here, because it is crazy. Just look at doTERRA and how much education they have around these resources. You know, we have so many essential oils now listed with the TGA, the Therapeutic Goods Administration, and you can go in and look at the wording, the languaging, and bring some of that to what you create if you want to. Thanks, Ellie. She has actually put the link there for you all for MetaPower Bundle. So Joanna Rusling has actually done an amazing talk on MetaPower in this space. We'll have her on for more next year for education, just like we'll have Helen and hopefully Ellie back again as well. So I hope you have all enjoyed today's episode. We're going to open the floor in a moment to Q&A. So think about what questions you have that you'd want to ask Ellie or Helen or myself. But thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the wisdom and the light that you have shone on us all today, and that you continue to shine on the doTERRA community and the new people who are being blessed and touched by each of you, Ellie and Helen. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been great. Hopefully that was good for you, Ellie, and the nerves have gone, and now you know that it's just a big, you know, loving community that just take you in, even in this space, right? Even when you're presenting.
Absolutely. Yep.
Any
Got her
questions?
brave oil on.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
She's got her brave oil on.
Yeah. Lots of oils for all of us. Any questions, audience? Questions, comments, top takeaways, anything you'd like to share, anything you'd like to add to either of these topics before we close out?
I was just thinking of another thing as you were talking there about, you know, focusing on MetaPower and LLV, etc. I also find it helps with me because we have so many products, right? So I know what I use. So that's what I'll talk about. So I know, like, I am on MetaPower. So obviously I talk about MetaPower. I've been on LLV for 6 years, so I'll talk about LLV. But if you're just beginning, don't be daunted by there's so many products. Just talk about what you use. Like, if you jump on, like I did a story last night because I put Correctex on a little fungal infection I've got on my big toe. Like, you know, when you use it, just do a quick story or do a quick post, like, and people will see that and go, oh, hang on, I've got a fungal infection. I want that, you know, and they're in your inbox, you know, little things like that might just be the trigger. Yeah.
I love that. It's keeping it simple, keeping
Yep.
it relevant, and keeping it meaningful always. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Simplicity wins. You don't need people running your socials for you and, you know, admin team, and it's okay. Just do you. Just get out there and get in stories and share from your heart. That's what's trending. That's what's real. That's what people want to see. Yeah, keeping it real always. Absolutely, Faith. Okay. Anyone else like to say anything, add anything? We've got a quiet group today. All right.
Good,
Well,
no questions.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that that sunk in for you all. Feels like it resonated with you all. Thank you so much for joining us for this final episode of Becoming Influential for 2023. We will be back next year, and we are so looking forward to being in this space with you all again. Thank you,
Grow
everyone.
is coming up again next year. Sorry, Vanessa. Grow is coming up again next year, guys. So everyone on this call, you are going to attempt Grow.
Yes,
it is so. It is worth it. It is worth it.
Do it. Yes, your
Another
invitation, your
exciting
personal
co-impact sourcing trip too.
exactly, your personal invitation for Grow and for experiencing doTERRA in a new way. Yeah. So have a beautiful, peaceful, love-filled end of year to each of you, and may the new year shine brightly on you. May you feel yourselves stepping into your hearts more deeply, and may you all remember that we are a heart-centered business, that we are a community, we are a family that supports one another. There's never a dumb question. Reach out for what you need and what you want. And remember to just be yourselves. Comparison is the thief of all joy. So be really mindful not to compare yourself to anyone. The people who are saying yes to you, to come to a class, to enroll, to LRP, they're saying yes because of you, first and foremost. The love of doTERRA and the products, that comes later. It's about you first and foremost. So how are you presenting yourself to the world? Are you being authentically, honestly you? So that's your invitation to close out this year. And for the new year, we have an incredible frankincense promotion, of course. We have the extra gifts that are coming through from doTERRA right now. Those extra bundles, you know, people are just going to receive something random in the mail with their order, right? It's so generous. And plus, if everyone orders by the 15th, they get their 125 PV gift plus the frankincense, as long as it's 200 PV, right? So get out there and talk about that. This is the time of giving. This is a time of gratitude and of reflection. So tell that to the world. Get it out there and help those people who maybe are stretching themselves financially to join now while they're getting all these beautiful gifts. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Ellie and Helen. You're amazing. We look forward to more of your wisdom next year. And thank you to everyone here for joining us. Love you guys.
Thank you,
Thanks so
everyone.
much.
Bye.
Bye, loves.
Bye.
Bye.